Hey everyone, welcome back in. Thanks for checking out another episode. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. In today's video, I just want to cover a couple things. We are now, as of September 14th, free agency is upon us. So I'm sure there will be a ton of things coming out. And with that, let's go ahead. The skills competition was this weekend. So it was all-star weekend where basically just played a bunch of 1v1s and they just narrowed it down until the finals was between Celium and Clayster, and Celium popped off. So Call of Duty League tweeted out on top, Celium is your Metro by T-Mobile All-Star Pro Skills Champion. I really like this tweet from Celium. He's just humble, just goes about his business, takes care of things. He says, GG's Clayster and everyone else. I played the last 2 days, won the All-Star Pro Skills Tournament. Happy to finish the Modern Warfare season on a high note. And it was actually kind of funny. If you went through and looked at all the pros' Twitters, this was like the last thing in Modern Warfare that they had to do. Or I guess they didn't have to do it, but anytime you can compete for 15 grand to first place, of course, that's what you're going to do, right? So my guess would be this is the last time that they played Modern Warfare outside of Warzone. Probably some people still playing Warzone, I would guess, especially on stream. I want to go ahead and point out this tweet from Clayster. He said, and with that, a heavy sigh of relief that I'm done with Modern Warfare. I went through my challenges mentally playing this year, and I'm just glad I can look back and say it was a pretty successful year. Little bit of a hint here. He says, should have some news real soon about my new team. I think my fans will be pleased. So obviously with this one here, like we talked about, 14th is the beginning of free agency. So I'm sure as soon as it hits, I mean, all these people know where they're going already. So what's the point in dragging this out, right? I'm sure as soon as the 14th, actually, a lot of notes and news will probably come out before this video even goes live. So look for a double upload today. I'll be reacting to everything that is released. Make sure that you follow along as we'll cover everything. But yeah, it seems like, I don't know, it almost feels like a chapter is closing, right? Like Modern Warfare is coming to an end, and as soon as that's happening, free agency hits tomorrow, and it's just time to start thinking about prep for next year. I will mention one thing real quick. So all of these fan votes came out, and obviously anything that's voted on by the fans, Chicago's probably going to win a bunch of them. But I do think there were some deserving ones in here and some stuff that makes sense. So moment of the year was the Huntsman celebration versus Empire. Obviously, when that happened during launch weekend, Scump and Formal getting up and just making those noises and those actions. And that was really, for me, I don't think it was the highest moment of the year, but it was up there, right? Everybody was tuning in to see what was the Call of Duty League going to be like. And that happened basically right off the rip. So it was a good moment overall. When it comes to match of the year, this was actually a really good one. So the Toronto home series finale between Toronto and Atlanta, where Cammy and Kleenex clutched up. It was on that St. Petrograd hardpoint. They were able to get those 2-3 pieces as Dallas was trying to get back inside of P1. That was a really good match of the year. I'm glad that one won overall. 2021 player to watch. Of course, I mean, I don't have any issue with this. I mean, Dashy, I know that he's going to Chicago, so that's what everybody is voting for. But yeah, why not Dashy, right? He's definitely got a lot to prove. He's going into that Huntsman squad where everybody knows that the stakes are super high. So, of course, there are other players to watch. I'm really interested to see a big name that's been popping up as of late is Hydra from the AMS team. Does he go to Paris? How does he play? A lot of people were looking at him. Even Clayster called him the biggest or the most skilled AM coming into next year. So we'll see where he ends up. But plenty of players to watch. We'll see what happens there. Scump wins best vet. Again, it's fan voted, right? When Scump turns on his stream and he's got 15, 20,000 people watching him, it just is what it is. Clayster, Crim6, any of those big vets that won a title or were there towards the end. Not that Scump's not deserving. He played really well towards champs, but if I had to vote, it would probably go to Clay or Crim, right? I mean, they just played so well. They won another ring. So, but it is what it is. Again, fan votes, you know who it's going to go to. Best duo. There were duos all over the place, but yeah, Scump and Formal T2P, they're obviously the most popular. That's why viewership is always so high when Huntsmen are playing. That's why Huntsman's YouTube channel is going crazy, and just, it is what it is. A couple here, little bit of there was an interview here from Formal. We won't go through it, But Mayor of Verdansk, Rambo Ray, and Bertha. Really, just kind of a funny one there. Comeback of the year. This is another one that was a little bit interesting. They did come back from an 0-5. But yeah, you could go through. There's a ton of these in here. Marksman of the year. Wuskin was so good with his sniper rifle. Breakout performance. Obviously, Shotzi. He was the MVP. Nobody even knew what he was going to be coming into this year, coming over from the Halo scene. So happy to see him win that. Respawn player of the year to Simp. Absolutely. I mean, I feel like Simp could win. I don't think that you could really have an argument if Simp won 10 of these, right? I mean, he's just such a good player. Obviously, there are some that he can't win. He can't win duo, can't win veteran, stuff like that. But he's just such a good player. So good for him winning that. And then the other two, Clutch of the Year is Envoy's Ninja Defuse. And then the Clutch Player of the Year, Envoy. And sure, again, it's fan voted. There were obviously players that could take the place of this, but good to see at least some other teams get some recognition. Toronto and Atlanta in the Match of the Year, Shotzi with the Breakout Player of the Year. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up winning some of these next year. Hopefully, it would be kind of cool if there could be an awards show where all these people come together and there's some sort of presentation. And I don't know, it would be cool to see rather than just a bunch of tweets out there. Last but not least, I do want to revisit. This is the last intel that we've really had. We've had a few things after this, but just wanted to go through and just kind of point out the major storylines here heading into free agency tomorrow. I'm really interested to see what happens right here with Minnesota Rocker. So is this where Priesta ends up? Does Attach go there? Really interested to see what happens with those two because they've been rumored to so many places. Gunless seems like he's out, but again, that could have been a massive troll job, right? We're not 1,000% sure if he's going to end up going somewhere else. What happens with Pharaoh? Does he go over to New York? Does he stay with Florida? I feel like if you looked at on the competitive COD subreddit over the last couple of days, there were some top 20 SMG by KDs and adjusted KDs and top 20 ARs, and there were a couple charts like that out there, and Pharaoh was on top of a ton of them. So maybe he should have won. Well, I mean, he could have won breakout performer. I'm not mad that Shotzi won it, but he absolutely came onto the scene and absolutely fried. London, I'm interested to see what happens here. We're basically confirmed, especially with the pictures as of late. Shawnee and Dylan will be there, but will Alex go back? Paris is another one. Who ends up going to Paris? Does Zed and Den stay? Again, we talked about Hydra earlier, so what goes on here? There are just so many question marks. Who's going to be the fourth for OGLA? Do they have another signee coming in, or do they stick with Draza and just plug him in? So there are some question marks. Also up here with LAG, we have Silly and Assault here. Do they end up sticking together as that duo from Minnesota going over to LAG? That would be a great tandem going back with Apathy and then adding Vivid. So yeah, there's a ton of storylines going into tomorrow. I'm just waiting for the news to break. Once that does, we'll go ahead. We'll do a report on each and every team. And I can't wait for the beta. It seems like we've got about another 3 weeks or so, and then it'll release. And then finally, hopefully, we'll be able to watch some scrims and get an idea in terms of how good these guys are overall and how these squads look. So with that, guys, if you're new around here, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I put out brand new videos every single day covering the Call of Duty League. I can't wait to see what happens with free agency. So I'll have my live news, notes, reactions as we get everything that comes in. Any comments on any of this stuff, the rosters towards the end, the fan votes, and all of those awards that were won, make sure you go ahead and leave a comment, leave a like. It helps out the channel. And with that, guys, thank you so much. We will see you in tomorrow's upload.